Triple H 100.1 FM, my friends. Time is 10 minutes past 7 o'clock. You're at Monday Kickoff with Shama Community. My friends, for the next 50 minutes, we are going to talk about a topic in business that I believe is both fun and crucial. Ignore it and your business can stall. Or worse, fade away. Get it right and you can take your business to incredible heights. Most businesses start the same way, my friends. Someone gets an idea, they work their network, get their first clients, referral starts coming in, and things go slow. And things grow. But then the momentum slows, the owners take the foot off the pedal. And they wonder, why are we flatlining? In my view, the answer is simple. Every business needs a plan to stay in front of mind with their audience. And that's marketing, my friends. And I don't mean advertising, I mean a very, very deliberate, strategic thing that you do to engage your customers, attract too, communicate value, and build a lasting relationship. Here in Hornsby, Ku-ring-gai, we've got over 332,000 business people, and then there are 29,000 businesses. And listen to this, in 2023-24, in Australia, 436,000 new businesses started. Believe it or not, my friends, 14% of that closed. That's well over 362,000 exits in 1 year. Sure, there are many reasons, but I believe one big one is that not clearly defining your market and not staying constantly visible to the people who matter most. Which is why today, my friends, I'm thrilled to have Stacey Farrell, a local North Shore marketing influencer, here to share her top 3 must-do strategies to get this right. Happy Monday to you, Stacey. Thank you very much for making the time very early this morning.
Thanks, Jamal. I love jumping out of bed early to conversations like this. You know, small business is at the heart of our community, and I'm really passionate about helping local owners turn marketing from its shore into a real growth engine for their businesses.
Fantastic. Thank you, Stacey. Hey, let's tackle these questions, but I have a very, very important question I want to tackle before we get into the nitty-gritties of marketing. So,
yep.
My most important question for you is, do we have any commercial or referral arrangement in place?
Oh, great question, Shamal. Let's make this really clear. No, there's no commercial or referral arrangement here. It's just my genuine passion to help local businesses get results with better marketing.
Fantastic. Thanks, Tracy, because we are a community organization. We have lots of listeners, and we want to make sure that we take good content to them than having a hidden agenda between you and me. So thank you very much. You is this, Tracy. Australia has close to about 2.7 million businesses, and 92% of them are small businesses. So, Stacey, what would you say is the main marketing mistake small businesses make?
Oh, look, I think the number one trap is leading with tactics instead of strategy. I see this all the time. You know, a business, if somebody gets an idea, a business gets a website, usually written in a rush and with no real content or website strategy underpinning it. They then run some paid ads, or they might pay an SEO firm, and then nothing happens. But the question is why? It's because those tactics aren't plugged into any strategy. So I think the way to get around this is that business owners really need to understand and ask themselves who their true ideal client is. And it's not necessarily the best client, but it's the ideal client. And the ideal client is the one who gains the most from what they do and the one who values and trusts them the most. You know, next, I think they need to ask themselves, what do they do better than anybody else? And how can they really double down on that? And understand what's the primary problem that they're solving. And are they solving the right problem, or are they just solving the most obvious one? You know, because often there's a lane that they can carve out of. So they would be my top 3 ideas around trying to get on the right strategy to get your business to grow.
Fantastic, Stacey. Thank you so much. So let's now bring. So let's now bring another question. Yes, that is SME businesses are always struggling with cash flow. Okay. I go home in the evening and I see in my letterbox so many little pamphlets and stuff like that without any meaningful action for me. I receive emails, right? So what I see is a lot of waste, Stacey. What are the top 3 things a local business owner must do around marketing that will not break their budget? Because I see people wasting a lot of money without having a good result.
Look, that's a great question, Chanel, because I get that as well. And let's face it, cash flow is always tight in small business. So I think the thing is that, number one, don't feel pressured to be everywhere. Create content that directly answers customer questions. Think about what your customers ask you and then post content that answers those questions. Now, you might still do those direct mail pieces, but they have to be really targeted and really strategic. And that's one of the biggest mistakes that people make with their content. Another point is, utilize AI, but don't generate fluff. Really let it help you brainstorm, but you've got to put your own spin on it. You've got to pump it with your own knowledge and build content that addresses the questions that your ideal clients care about. Use their words, their pains, their language. And that can be repurposed across a lot of different platforms. And I think the key here is to realize that AI can be a great enabler, but that's all it is and nothing more. It doesn't replace you and should never replace you. And lastly, look at what's working in your business. Have your customers sent a thank you note, or, what unique problem did you solve? With a bit of work and a little bit of editing, that story can turn into a testimonial on your site, or it can be a focus of a social post, or can be the basis of your next newsletter. So they'd be my top 3 points that are affordable for small business and don't require a huge amount of investment.
Fantastic, Stacey. Thank you so much. Hey, my friends, you're at Monday Kickoff with Shamal and Stacey. Yes, Stacey is going to be talking about why it is important to have a good marketing plan. Hey, that was Ronan Keating from Voice. You need to have a strategy around who is the ideal customer, what do you do best, and what is the primary problem that you solve. With that, Stacey, one of the things that one of the biggest challenges I have is that I log on to Facebook, I log on to social, YouTube. There are hundreds and hundreds of influencers that is perking a quick way to get my business to 1 million followers or likes, leveraging AI, right? Buy this course or that. With all the work I got to do to keep my business afloat, the idea seems a very logical thing for a very, very small investment. What is your thought about it?
Look, Chanel, that's another great question, because I hear the promises too. Overnight traffic, instant fans, make millions of dollars. But here's the truth. The real lasting growth comes from strategy, not from this type of shortcut. The local businesses who thrive, and there are plenty of them around the Ku-ring-gai area, do it by really understanding their customers, solving their problems, and showing up consistently. So certainly AI is revolutionizing marketing. There's no question about that, but only for the owners who use it strategically. Imagine being the business that ChatGPT or Google's AI references in search because your answer was clearer, more helpful, and more locally relevant than anybody else's. Being cited in AI search is where you want to be, and that's definitely where marketing is heading these days. So my advice on all these AI tools is to use them by all means, but only if your marketing strategy is clear and your foundations are strong, because otherwise it's just another tool and distractor that will help you churn out rubbish and not really get to the point. So ask yourself, what does my ideal customer need to hear from me today? Answer that, and you won't need a million likes, and you'll end up with real leads and loyal clients. So stop chasing every platform or trend. Choose one marketing action each week. Share a real story, answer a customer's burning question, or update your digital presence. And use AI as your enabler, but not as your replacement.
Fantastic, Stacey. Thank you so much. Look, we are nearly top of our time. My friends in Ku-ring-gai, top of our time. My friends in Ku-ring-gai, if you're a business owner, think marketing think your business in the lines of a test cricket game, right? It's a 5-day game. You're there for the long haul, right? You play a 2020 in a test game, you're not going to win that game, would you? So that's what Stacey is saying. Develop a strategy, work the activities, make sure that you execute it with trust. Only way you can gain that trust, my friends, is if you understand what are you really, really good at doing. What is your differentiator? So Stacey, thank you so much for making the time. I hope this will be useful, and I sincerely hope people will connect with you. I would like to keep chatting to you, but this is serious value because it's good value for the local businesses. I'm grateful that you gave up the time early in the morning to share some of your insights. Stacey, any last comments you want to share with our community?
Yeah, look, Shamal, these conversations are great, and I hope that every business owner today feels inspired rather than overwhelmed, and hit pause on tactical marketing, get clear on their strategy, get clear on the problems that they're trying to solve, get clear on what makes them different, and are they solving the right problems? Because if you're strategic, even just a little bit more this month than last month, you'll start to see results, because the simplest shifts can drive incredible results. So thank you for having me on your show. I hope the information has been of great value, and it's certainly something that I'm very passionate about, having first-hand experience at running a number of businesses myself and understanding the pressure and the constraints and, all the ins and outs that go with that.
Fantastic, Stacey. Thank you so much. So my friends of Monday Kickoff and Triple H 100.1 FM, if you need additional push for a breakthrough in your business, please connect with Stacey Farrell at Content Box. And don't forget to tell her that you heard her speaking at Monday Kickoff at Triple H 100.1 FM.